Welcome to the Critical Obsession podcast. My name is Mirella,
And I'm Zoe.
and today we're going to talk about episode 5 of Cooking Crush. Am I right?
Yes, it's so funny because you're just like,
Episode
is
five.
it episode 5? It is episode 5.
I doubt it every time. Every
Oh,
time I say it.
I understandable. I can't believe we're at episode 5 already, honestly. I feel like it's gone really quickly.
Yeah, we're so invested and time just flies.
I know, right?
Especially now that we're in vacation, let's say.
Yeah, and I think also as well, like, because we're paying more and more attention into these like so-called episodic moments that we're noticing like across series, that like as we're hitting those milestones, we're just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So, and this was definitely a weird episode for that. If we think about like
Yes.
what we kind of worked out happened in previous episodes and stuff like that, this definitely ticked some of those boxes, but there were some things that happened that made you go, But yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll get to it because I know you've got opinions. I've got opinions, so we'll get to
that. It did not end in characters being devastated, but something happened.
Yeah, we did
And
have some devastation though. Like there was that moment. It just didn't happen at the end, which was interesting.
Yeah.
But
And
then at the
also
same time,
the third party making their move in a way in the context of the story and being like, and one of the characters freaking out because of that happened. And one character questioning if they should be involved in this thing at all happened.
Yeah. So, and I feel like in actual fact, we don't know that. It's funny because, as I said, I know you and I we've kind of talked about it, or at least rather you've told me your your feelings initially after you first watched it, and it's funny because I've been mulling over it the last few days and I've rewatched it, and I actually think what they've done is really clever. I hate them for it, but I think what they've done is actually really clever. And in actual fact, I feel like we don't actually know if the end of this episode is devastating or not, because we don't know what happened leading up to the end of this episode, and we won't find out until the 7th of January, which is all kinds of evil.
We'll talk about it later. Let's start at the beginning.
Okay. So I'm just like, the way this began was quite funny, honestly. We got the scene at the end of last episode where Pang, which I finally paid attention to what Pim's character's name is. Pang, Prem's sister, basically saw Tan and was like, "Oh, it's the mock kind of thing, and we should say hello." And he's like, "No, let's head back. Grandma's waiting." Only to fast forward to them sitting and like basically spying on Tan. I love how he had no chill, like, and just had to know. But it's, said one thing and did something completely different.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite amusing. I was very, very amusing. But
I thought it was amusing how he totally knows they're there in helmets. Like, they're not hiding. Not fooling anyone.
Yeah, when he turned around, he like looked directly where they were. So it's not like they were being stealthy.
Prem radar, let's be honest.
Yeah, and it's not like they were being stealthy. Like, they stood out, but by like, if they had not had helmets on, maybe they wouldn't have stood out so much. But yeah, it's quite funny. But he really loved, what I took from this very first beginning scene is like we know this already, but like he really likes him. Like, he's so disappointed when he thinks that he's like going on a date with someone else. And I was just like, oh, poor baby. Like, he's really, 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 really upset. And then we got him like angrily chopping vegetables. Which is something that no one should do if you want to keep all of your digits.
Well, he has experience.
True.
Maybe he can afford chopping the vegetables while angry. Who knows?
Yeah, and I like the cute little
joke. You can afford until you can't, because you have no more fingers.
Yeah, true.
So
but like, I like the cute little bit between him and his grandma. Like, she was trying to sort of, suss him out without without actually, like, I like her character a lot, because she's like checking in with him, but also she's not like, tell me what's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Because he's an adult and kind of checking to make sure he's okay. And he was okay enough to make a joke about it. And clearly he's not okay, but he's like, she can leave him alone with sharp objects.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, of course, we got the bit which we saw in the preview, which was Ten turning up with his bag of flowers and whatever else. Except they skipped that scene, really, didn't they? We didn't actually see that bit, or did we? I don't know. I can't remember now.
I think just a part of it.
Yeah, and then I feel like it just
Yeah.
kind of jumped to Prem putting all the dishes down on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how by going there, Ten basically decides to share his mother's memory with Prem. It's his mother's birthday. That was her favorite place to eat. It probably makes him feel like they were destined together, and as if his mother approves of his choice.
Yeah. It's like I feel like all of this, I actually had a note here where I said something like probably all of his good memories, like even of his father as well, are all tied to that restaurant there, because it's before she got sick. She was happy there. They were all happy there. The fact that, all of these sort of good memories that he has happen to be there, and Prem is part of that. So I'm like you. I think he feels really, and it's obviously a conscious choice as well that he chose to go there and do this, because he could have done this at any time, and yet he's not only is he like, he feels silly doing it too, because he says, you might think this is a bit odd or whatever, but at the same time, like, he feels safe enough with Prem to do that, which I really liked. And I love the, like, kind of like the dawning on him moment that we got with Prem, where he's like, he's working it out, like he's working out his misunderstanding.
I like how he's like, his grandma eats with her late husband every day, and then they cut to grandma doing exactly that in an exaggerated way, like in a funny way. Like, what is this moment?
She's just like, having a chat in the back there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like how he makes it. Yeah, I like how he makes it even safer for Ten by being like, oh, it's totally not a big deal, like, not at all.
Not weird.
Yeah, and so,
and then we have, let me say this, then we have a flashback of Prem, like with Ten remembering the mother. Zoe, have you noticed the music?
No, I didn't notice the music.
It's driving me fucking crazy. I oh my god, I'm obsessed with the music from Last Twilight. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So the instrumental song that's playing here in the background when Ten is remembering his mother is called "The Rainbow" by Ricky Zhao. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm sorry, but this instrumental song, was also used in episode 3 of Last Twilight, in the scene where Day is trying on clothes, and there's a sensual moment between him and Mork, because Mork realizes that he's attracted to Day. And they're driving me insane with this, because not enough time passed, and I still like can see that moment in my, like, I can picture that in my head when I hear that music, because I even saved it. I love it. So everyone discovered that music at the same time.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, a lot of the editing and filming for both shows would have been done roughly around the same time. So it's like, you can't even say this one copied this one, because we don't actually know. But that's interesting.
I'm going crazy. I can't. Like, it's just like, oh no.
I never noticed it. There's one instance in this show where I totally noticed music, but that wasn't it.
Was it because was it the Theory of Love music?
No, I didn't notice that either.
No.
No, I'll tell you when we get to it.
When he was repairing the oven
no,
mitten.
I mean in this. No, I recognize that in that. I mean in this particular episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in this particular episode, I noticed something about music. But what I thought you were going to, because I thought you were getting really excited and said you were like, I'm
Uh-huh.
traumatized. Stop poking the bear. With your last Twilight love. I thought you were getting excited about the fact that we had another kind of monumental conversation or moment that took place in the middle of the bridge.
Oh, I have a whole thing noted here. So
That's where I
yeah,
thought you were
they're
going.
parting. They're parting. No, I had to freak out about the music at first, but also I want to say that the What's Up, because after the scenes with flashbacks about the mother, we have the intro song, and the What's Up song grew so much on me.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun and cute the first time I heard it, because especially because of the video clip, because it's really funny and cute. But now it actually makes me feel better and it sets out the mood perfectly.
Yeah,
So when,
I
especially when
I really
Gun
liked
starts
it too.
singing,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm like, oh, it's here. It's
I know.
like a
Yeah, I like it.
it's
It's
like
on
a
my
holiday or
Spotify.
something.
It's on my Spotify car playlist. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah,
there's another song that got released for this show, and I don't know whether it's a cover or if it's a whatever it is, but there's, and I,
Baby Crush.
yes, and I really like that one too. I
Uh-huh.
think it's really cute. I can't find it. I must admit, it's been a few days since I've looked on Spotify. I keep waiting for it to show up on Spotify because I want to put it on my car playlist as well. Because that one makes me smile too. But anyway, back to the bridge.
So yeah, they're parting in the middle of the bridge again,
Mm-hmm.
halfway. Yeah. So then we find out the information. We talk about it later because we have another bridge moment. But so his mother fell sick when he was 15.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think, was it lung cancer or something like that?
Probably something like that, or I mean, I don't know because I don't know like in regards to what health issues are big in Thailand. I'm not 100% sure, but it could be something like tuberculosis, which is in most Western countries, I know pretty much like not a thing that happens anymore, but I don't know about Asian countries. I'm not quite
Mhm.
sure. It's the right kind of weather for it, I feel like the right kind of climate. Um, and I know we still get tuberculosis here. Like my grandma, she got it. That's what she died from, but it's pretty rare.
Mm.
And there are definitely treatments you can do if you get it in time. Like when she had it, there wasn't anything they could do, but they gave us like the entire family, we had to have like a series of about 6 or 8 weeks worth of needles and stuff to prevent
Yeah.
us developing, or if we'd had even like a hint of it getting any worse kind of thing. But so it could have been something like that, but probably the most common thing would have been lung cancer, I'm guessing.
He basically thinks his dad should have known, but the
Yeah,
dad was
he
busy with
oh
his
yeah,
work.
he blames
And
his father. Well, because I mean,
yeah,
honestly, he was too busy with work. He should have noticed. Like he should have noticed her illness for
it's
sure. And then the fact that
it's
he pretty
something
much replaced her didn't help.
it's something that he's scared to become, and he's so fiercely determined to avoid being someone who puts work first before his loved ones. And but what he says actually is that he wants to become a better doctor, but I think that's not really connected that much. But I did hear that a lot of doctors fall sick and go untreated for a long period of time. It's like medical workers. You tell me if it's correct,
Oh yeah,
because
medical workers are like the worst patients ever.
they refuse to treat themselves.
Mm.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's not a big deal or whatever. And I if his dad was so focused on work, maybe he kind of extended that attitude onto the mother as well. Like, oh, that's not no biggie, no biggie. That's probably nothing.
Well, it's like I don't know if you remembered, like middle of this year, I gave myself a concussion. Do you remember?
Hmm.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
I
tra la la
remember.
la la. I was fine. I felt really ill and everything, and I went to work, and then I came home, and I was talking to my friend who's a neurologist, and she's like, I'm listing. Well, it wasn't really listing. I was just telling her how I was feeling, and she's like, you have a delayed concussion. What are you doing driving a vehicle? What are you doing? You know better than this. Like she's like,
Yep.
she's giving me a full lecture. She's like, you know better than this. You need to stay home and like stay in bed. So yeah, it was quite funny. So it is something. Yeah, it is a thing. So the other thing that's interesting too is those two things don't line up. Being a good doctor and
Mm-hmm.
never letting another family go through what he went through means almost
Yeah.
being obsessive with your work. So you could be so preoccupied trying to cure someone
No,
else's loved one.
what he wants is to be attentive with the people that he loves, but
Yeah, but
that
he
will make
says he
him
wants
a
to be
worse
what he
doctor
actually
because he
said.
won't spend all his time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like what he says is not actually what he wants.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't really
Well,
understand what he wants yet. I'm not sure.
I feel like that probably actually was his original goal. Like his original goal was to be a better doctor than his father and not let anyone else go
Mhm.
through what he went through. But it's unrealistic because the only way that works is if he stays like a hermit his entire life, if he never loves
Yeah,
anybody or has
the
anybody in his
problem
life, which
the
clearly,
problem is not that his dad is a bad doctor. The problem is that his dad was a bad husband.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I love how Prem believes in him. How Prem sees him.
yeah.
So this is how Prem sees 10. He's detail oriented, dedicated, and a quick
Mm.
learner.
I love
I love their relation, the way they just support each other
Yeah,
and they're motivated to work.
I love the way they praise each other. I had the same thing pretty much. I love that it's 10 here too, basically, and not his idol, the chef, who ultimately convinces him to enter the competition. I
It's
love
funny because at first, when he was young, when he was a child, 10 was his inspiration, and then this guy became his second inspiration, and now it's 10 again.
Yeah, I liked that too. And it's interesting because I remember we talked about this in previous podcasts about the idea we had this preconceived notion, both of us, that, and they kind of was the story they were sort of telling us that, you know, with both Fire and with 10, that they were almost forced into these roles, like into these
Mhm.
careers, and we both
Mhm.
assumed that he was studying to be a doctor because that was something his father was making him do, when in actual fact
Mhm.
it was his choice.
Yeah.
I'm sure his father is like fully on board with it, of course, but I found that really
Mhm.
interesting. But yeah, I love the way 10 is now his inspiration again, and I understand why. I mean, the line he says to him, "Your food not only fills my stomach but also warms my heart. I'm truly
And he
happy
didn't
to
even
have
put
your
his
food."
hand over his heart.
Yeah, I'm truly happy to have your food. He's basically ticked all the boxes for why Prem wants to be a chef, like why he
Yes,
wants to cook. Um,
true.
and I love that moment. I love how they keep having these like really deep but also really sweet moments in the middle of the bridge. Like, why do they keep doing? They're
Mhm.
killing me here.
Mhm.
Like,
They're
honestly.
they're the bridge couple.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Halfway.
Kang Salom had bathrooms, Ten and Prem have bridges. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So you was on regarding the dad's fan um touching 10, making 10 feel uncomfortable.
yeah,
He's just somewhat invasive.
yeah, it's interesting because he basically is implying that she's touching him inappropriately. Yet her character doesn't really lend herself that way. Like, she doesn't seem like a sexual predator to me. However,
Hmm.
she's a lot younger than the father and not much older than 10. So it might just be that she doesn't really know how to treat him.
I feel like he almost implied that, but then stopped.
Well, I think he's like, I could be overreacting because he's like,
Hmm.
this is how it made me feel, but maybe this wasn't
Hmm.
her intention. So, like,
Hmm.
but I like how Prem's like, look, we'll just fix it anyway because, you know, we can't have you feeling uncomfortable. I need you to be happy with people touching you. And I love how he comes up with this full on plan. But I love how the plan is basically to make them look gay and like a couple, to
Uh-huh.
basically imply that her touch wouldn't be tempting or interesting to 10. I'm just like,
No, to me, it felt like she was invading on a private moment. That's what
well,
what
there was
what
that
was
too.
supposed to.
And I felt also that Prem came across as very protective.
Mm, kinda okay. I feel like he was the upfront one
Yeah.
because ten cannot tell her anything.
No.
It's so um it's so funny how she just stood there watching them. like a cooking show.
Yeah,
I don't see her as a bad person. She probably just has very thick skin,
yeah,
and
she's a bit
maybe she's one of
clueless.
those people. Yeah, she's actually very perceptive, but she's one of those people. She reminds me of Dynamite's character a bit,
Mm,
but she's a bit slower somehow.
yeah.
And I think she's one of those people who don't really get the allusions. You have to tell them to them straight.
Mm-mm.
And no
Well,
one does that. No one does that. I feel like if they did, she'd leave. Like she, Tan was beating the meat or preparing the meat and telling her off indirectly, but she's just oblivious to the fact that it
yeah.
was intended for him,
I mean,
for her.
I feel like you're right, but I'm also when I say her, when I mentioned her being clueless, I don't necessarily mean that she's not insightful. I know
Hmm.
plenty of like really smart, really intelligent people who like in real life social situations are completely clueless. Like their
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
intelligence, they see things that other people don't see. That when it's interactions between other people, but when it's to do with
yeah.
themselves, they're completely clueless.
Exactly. It's
Mm.
different when you're involved in the situation, and
Yeah,
it kind of gets blindsided.
I feel like if Ten had said to her, "Please stop touching me, I don't like it," she would have been like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and
I'm
stopped.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
but then we have
And
only
then
seen this
the
much of her, so who knows?
I think based on the way she behaved, based on the way she presented the information to the dad, I think this is who she is.
Yeah, I think
She's
so too.
not
The fact as well
a
that
bad
she
person.
queried as well, and she's like, maybe Prem is trying to scam him, but then she was like, thought about it. She's like, but he's not really that kind of person. I thought, well,
Yeah, and
she's,
the fact that she even remembered, I think she remembered the dish that they were preparing. She was curious. She was like, she's just nice.
yeah, she's probably trying to be overly affectionate with Ten because he's kind of like her stepson, but because he's an adult, it's just and not much younger than her, it's just fucking weird. And so
She's
like
trying to she's trying to be friends with to befriend him, but
yeah,
he's very cold.
yeah,
And so I feel like she freaks out a bit because of that.
yeah. I feel like
And she goes overboard.
unfortunately, it wouldn't have mattered if he really liked her or if she was the nicest person in the world because she's connected to his father, who he has major issues with.
Yeah, true.
Because
And
essentially
she's a
she's replacing
replacement. Yeah.
his mother's replacement. He's never going to look kindly at her, or at least not easily. So
Yes.
yeah,
Um, then we get the hand licking moment.
yeah.
I did not expect it to happen like this, like
No,
for a show. In
well,
the sound
it's
effect when Tan puts his lips in Bram's hand, like some rubber toy making a jumpy sound. It was so funny.
it
And
was
just
completely
because,
different than what we saw in the
yes,
pilot trailer because like
yes, in the pilot it was like an intense, intimate moment,
yeah
and then they went and
that he
completely.
chose to do, which what we may get later on. We may get him do
Well,
something like that
I
off
don't
his
know. I think they reframed the scene completely, and it was like a little whoop, and her watching with her mouth open. It's like it ended up feeling like they kind of mocking us, the viewers, who would
who are
just
watching,
won't let them be alone. Yeah,
watching for the romance, yeah. Because she was like, I need to go and have a shower now. Suddenly, I'm very hot.
she's too hot.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. They were totally poking fun at us. But I
Yep.
loved as well that we had Prem checking as well with him that he hadn't overstepped.
Yeah,
And made Ten feel uncomfortable. Like it was a very green flag of him. Like he was just, yeah.
and
I
yeah,
really
and
liked that.
Ten saying, actually, it actually feels good.
Yeah.
That's quite a big statement coming from a person who doesn't like physical contact.
Yeah. Well, he seems, as I said, like since the beginning, he seemed to be quite comfortable when he's not thinking about it. Anyway, he seems to be very, very comfortable with
Because,
Prem.
yeah, because he likes him.
Yeah.
Oh, we see the picture, the selfie moment.
Oh
It's
yes.
another moment when they look at each other and almost kissing, and it's not as dramatic as it was done in Dangerous Romance.
No.
Like it's not there was no slow motion even.
No.
It was
It
just
was just
natural.
a little pause, just enough for
Because
it to
yeah,
be
because they
cute.
both aware,
Yeah.
yeah, to let us know that they're both aware of the feelings, and but it wasn't awkward. It's
No.
just that like it was not the moment, and they moved on, and
Yeah. Well, it was funny. It's
because
funny
they
that you say it wasn't awkward because the moment itself wasn't awkward, but they both did these sort of awkward little laughs. themselves, like when they kind of like went back to, you know, doing what they were doing. So like the moment
It's
itself
kind of like
wasn't
because
awkward,
they
but
were
they were
not
just like,
ready.
yeah, they were like, what do we do
They were not
here?
ready.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
And then the fucking tango scene. Ooh, I would not expect that to happen.
well, it's so funny because everyone was convinced it was going to be like a slow dance thing, and
Uh-huh.
instead
Uh-huh.
it was one of Ten's like imagination things, because the I love that he was doing. I love that they did the tango though, because the shrimp patties or whatever they were like spicy. Like the whole thing was just hilarious, but like also like really cute.
Spicy is full of passion and
Mm.
desire in that moment. He almost ate the fork
Yeah,
too.
I know, right?
And then Prem is like, oh, more chop. And Ten interrupts him with a soft chop crop.
Yeah.
And like,
Yes, we
and
had
then
the
he catches
whole
himself with
whole
it's really
shop
tasty.
like conversation, which is very cute, and I
Yeah.
could not help but remember another conversation or another scene where they did that when they kept talking about, do you like it?
Oh, oh,
Yes. And for
oh.
fans of OffGun, you know I'm talking about the 10 scene in Not Me.
Well, we had the lines in the mock trailer. We
We
haven't
did
heard
it.
them
We did have it in the mock trailer too. So,
so maybe we'll still hear that. So who knows? I don't know. We'll see.
well, I don't know though, because the scene where in the mock trailer where, or the pilot or whatever, where they did the tasting of the sauce on the hand and then the do you like it? Yes, I like it. That was all one scene.
I don't think so.
Don't you? I thought it was.
No.
Do you think that the tasting of the hand was some? Oh, okay, I need to rewatch that clearly. Okay. Anyway,
But it wasn't. I don't remember what clothes there were in, but it was a different scene. Like it was cut. We'll see. I guess we'll see. So the dad, the overbearing dad. I feel like he gave up on his relationship with his son, and I hate the fact that he doesn't even try to talk to Ten about it. Like
yeah,
because he's a fucking adult. Like he doesn't even consider the idea that Ten does it on purpose, or he dismisses it as something that's too complicated, that something that he just can't deal with. He goes to Prem instead.
I
And
feel like
if he indeed was scamming Ten, he should have talked with Ten about it and let him deal with it.
Yeah.
This is how you just don't go behind his back. But he clearly did want to go behind his back. He does not want Ten to know about it.
I feel like I found my new adversary. Like with Last Twilight, everybody knows, everyone who's listening knows, I extremely disliked August, and for I was going to call this Not Me. And for Queen Crush, it's Ten's father. Ten's father is my nemesis. I do not like him. I will not like him, and I will accept no, what do you call it? No moments where they try and make me like him.
Yeah.
I'm just future warning. I'm gonna bring my I don't like his dad. Look, I knew I already...
You know, it's the only parent in this series, like all the main characters, like one of the only ones, except
the grandma.
Fire's parents. And I feel like they will want to keep him around because Prem doesn't have parents, so he won't want Ten to lose. Like he will encourage him to fix his relationship with his dad. I feel like.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just not gonna like him because, and this is before even seeing anything that happened in this episode, which kind of was like the nail in the coffin for me. But just the pilot, the trailer for the show, where we know the slap is coming. So
we also had the slap in Dangerous Romance. They tend to move over.
They did
like
too have a
on
slap
from
in
that.
danger. Yeah, we did have the. Yeah, I feel like that was a little bit different though. I guess we'll get to see it, and I'm not like at all justifying the Dangerous Romance slap because I disagree with that one as well. But that was like I don't know. I'd be curious to see exactly what's said in that moment where Ten's dad slaps him, but I honestly don't feel like there's any justification for it. I don't think there was in Dangerous Romance either.
I doubt that they will just write him out of the story. And
I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to try and like give him a redemption arc, but I'm just going to be like, I'm just warning people now that when the redemption arc for Ten's father happens, I'm going to be going, boo! I'm not here for it.
Yeah.
It'll have to be really impressive
So,
to make me change my mind. Like, is he suddenly a saint?
Dan's dad recognizes Prem, and Prem feels uneasy about the money, about the fact that he took that much money and everything, which makes him bring up his sister tuition fear, which feels like a justification and basically an
Hang on,
admission of
you're
guilt to Ten.
you're like jumping ahead though, because we had Ten's father come home basically and bitch about the money that
Well,
he's spent, and then she revealed the whole cooking thing. And before any of that happened, we had the cute little moments where Ten was messaging Prem and even called him asking for the selfie.
no, that happens later.
No,
That happens later because Prem is upset at that
No,
point,
it
and
happens before then, because he rings him back and he says, "How come you just dropped off out of nowhere?" So before his father actually rings him, and they actually are messaging each other. It happens before. He messages him again about it, and then rings him and says, "How come you just disappeared?" And he says, "I had something I had to do." That happens after. And then he tells him,
does
he deleted it.
anything significant happen? Like that's something that we can talk
but
about?
I just like it. That happens first, right? So that happens first,
Well,
and the
yeah, I just skipped it because I thought it was not
no,
like
I
there's
just
nothing I want to talk about that.
no, I just want to say, because the music that I noticed happened here.
Huh?
So the music was when Ten's father goes to see Prem. Did you notice the music there?
Oh, what was the music?
It was
I
just
don't
like
remember.
super like creepy, suspenseful, like, you know, like if a shark had been floating around in the ocean kind of music. Like it was like it was so like you knew he had ill intentions. Like it was so interesting because I haven't noticed them using, you know, as I said, you're noticing the music and I'm not, but I noticed this music because it was like da 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 da, like it was like really kind of like suspenseful driven music. It was just a piece of like what do you call it? Composed music. Like it wouldn't have been from a song or anything, I don't think. But it was just, it made you like, it already made like, I feel like it was already like into like letting you know that he was there to be a dick. It was his dick music. So are we interested to see if we hear it again?
I bet we will. Like
the reason why, as I said to you, that I really am gonna have a major issue when they try and like give him redemption, besides the whole like slapping Ten thing that happens later on, is besides him telling Prem to leave Ten alone and making him sound like a bad person, basically, a pitiful person. He also relegates Prem's whole entire passion and career choice to a hobby only. He's like, it's just a hobby and that's fine. It's like, dude, okay.
Well, I think it was for 10.
Yeah, but I still like he's still dismissing. The whole conversation he's dismissing Prem. Like when Prem says, "I'll pay the money back."
I thought he was quite objective. He was realistic there, like from a realistic point of view. If you take the passion out of it, if you just look at the facts.
I don't think so.
But what I hated, what made me not like him was him saying, "Don't use your pitiful situation to get money from 10," because I thought that was cruel and rude.
Well, I don't think he was. I don't think any of what he was doing was. I think you and I are gonna have different opinions on this one, but I feel like the whole thing, his whole behavior can be like tied down to this scene where he basically says, "We don't need the money, like you don't need to pay it back." It's not about the money. He just doesn't want Ten associating with someone like Prem, someone who's not like them. That's the bottom line right now. And someone who's going to, I feel like he can already, listening to the way she was talking about them, he's probably noticed some changes in Prem as well. Sorry, not Prem, in 10 as well. And so besides not wanting him to associate with someone, like he's remembering him, a boy from the restaurant, like where he used to take them, where they served him. Like he's very much like someone who is an us and them kind of person.
He reminds me of Kang's dad
Yeah, I
here,
know, right? Yeah, the
where
there's
he's like
definite us
he
in there.
tries.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
he
Mm-hmm.
is like, so the way he is, I feel like he's very dismissive the whole time he's talking to him. He does not even let, like, clearly, obviously he might have like suspects that he's like ripping him off or whatever, but like as you said, he never talked to
Well,
Ten
it does
about it.
look like it, doesn't it? It does look
Yeah,
like it.
but he never even bothered talking to his son about it. Like he has not even,
Well,
because
that's what I'm saying. He
they
should
don't
have
have
let
that
him
relationship.
handle it as an adult.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even want to consider that Chen is a smart person. Like, he thought of it, but he doesn't want to consider this idea because it makes it complicated. Because if Chen is aware of what's happening, this means that he'd have to talk to Chen and kind of have
Well,
to
I feel
resolve
like
something too. And he
though,
doesn't want to do that.
yeah, I don't really feel like he actually believes that he's ripping him off, or that, like, this is why I have major issues with it as well, because I feel like Prem says to him, "I'll find a way to pay back the money," and he says, "No, it's not about the money. We don't need the money," sort of thing. And he goes, "Besides, if you pay back the money, then he's going to have questions." Like, he doesn't, like, what he is concerned about it causing drama between them, essentially. Like, he knows already that Prem is going to have an issue with it. Now, sorry. Yeah. He knows that Tan is going to have
Mhm.
an issue with it. Like, why would
Yeah,
Tan give a shit? Like, he knows that I feel like he knows that there are feelings, or there's more going on here than just cooking
yeah,
lessons. That is his issue.
yes.
It's got nothing to do with the money. So that's why I don't like him. I'm just like, ugh.
But he does use some logical arguments here which bring Prem down.
Yeah,
And
I feel like if he
uh,
was truly a concerned parent who actually went there going, "Oh my god, you've done this," or like, and had done some actual investigation instead of just listening to his like ditzy girlfriend, or wife or whatever she is, and like actually done some research for himself and had his son's best interests at heart, and then was going to go home and have a conversation with him or whatever, I could understand where he's coming from, but that's not what he's doing, like, at all. He uses things that he knows are going to hurt. And you can see, because Prem is clearly emotional while this is going on. Like, he's not
I
trying
don't
to.
like I don't like you calling her ditzy. I think she's very perceptive, and I like her
Yeah,
actually.
but
I might regret
I'm not.
regret saying it later, but I really like her.
Yeah, I'm not like necessarily using it in a derogatory tone, but she's not the most reliable narrators for a situation that he's not done any further research. She literally has observed them, and they were putting on a show for her, essentially. So, like, she's not.
I think she got exactly what they were doing. She thought they were cute, and she was like, she doesn't seem like that person, and whatever. Like, it's just the dad. The dad, he wanted to see it that way because that,
It fits what he wants. It fits
yeah,
his outcome.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And so, like, and because it
Then
shits.
God cried.
Yes. Oh my
Prem
god.
cried, and
Yeah.
I cried.
Yeah. I
He
cried
cried,
too.
I cried.
I literally wrote, on my poor baby, I cried so much. Like, the fact that he was like, you know, he, even when he said, like, he started talking about scholarship and all that sort of stuff, and it makes it sound like he's making excuses, but like, he was like, this, I'm gonna pay the money back. Like, he is clearly
Mm-hmm,
not someone, and he was upset, so he's clearly not someone who's scamming, you know what I mean? So it's
mm-hmm.
just, yeah, he didn't even, I just found him extremely dismissive and extremely rude and cruel. So I couple with that with the slap we know is coming, and he's like enemy number one for Zoe right now.
So then they have a phone call, and Tan asks for Prem's picture that he took just of himself, and that is so cute and flirty and
Yeah.
totally a step forward, like advancing their relationship.
Yeah,
And
because
then
he
I
says
think,
to him again, like, because that actually does happen, as I said before, and he sort of says to him, like, because he's been waiting for it. He's like, "You gonna send it to me? Like, you still haven't sent it to me."
yeah, yeah. And then he probably feels something is wrong. Feels Prem
Yeah, I feel like he thought he was pulling
more
away.
evasive. Yeah,
Yeah.
evasive, and suddenly his feelings are overwhelming him, and he has to be there now.
Yeah,
And
because
it's
it's
so,
interesting, because
it's so
he says to him,
nasty.
"It's okay, I can take another one later." But then suddenly he can't risk it. He can't risk waiting.
the way he runs to
I know.
Prem's place,
I
so
li-
cute. It's like they're like teenagers in love.
I know.
Like what
I like
is that?
literally have written down here who is the most adorable man in the world and why is it 10?
But Zoe, look at this. Prem is retreating. He is
Yeah.
taking a step back,
This
and
was totally the right
Ten
move.
has to cross the whole bridge.
Mm.
Prem is getting out the bridge, and you will see Ten just crossing the bridge completely, like the whole bridge to get to him. Like it takes extra step for both of them.
Mm. And this is the thing, because if he hadn't have done this, I feel like he maybe would have lost him, or at least it would have taken them a lot longer to get to where they get at the end of this episode.
Will we have a scene where Prem has to cross the whole bridge to get to Ten?
I feel like it.
What do
I
you
feel
think?
like he will run to him for some reason. Yeah, I feel like that will make sense.
Running to him is one thing, but we
No,
have
well,
to get a scene of the bridge being crossed.
I feel like if
completely.
he's leaving from the restaurant to get to 10, then we'll see it because he has to run over the rest. He has to run over the restaurant. He has to run over the bridge.
And then we get the Romeo and Juliet reference. But you have a parent who doesn't want your relationship, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
there has to be a Romeo and Juliet reference.
yeah, from different.
But the fact that he ran there is such a sweet and genuine display of feelings and of emotions that, and Prem is disarmed and he cannot resist it. He even gets Prem to smile, and like Prem asking, "Is that all?" You cannot get over that moment without your heart jumping out
Yeah,
of your
he's
chest
like,
and
you came all the
butterfly.
way here just to take a picture of my smiling face. Like,
Yeah,
honestly.
butterflies wreaking havoc in your stomach and all your thoughts being an entangled mess wrapped around that person. I think that this is how Ten left Prem. He did such a good job in that moment.
Oh no, he totally
By
did. Because
being with
when
it.
he arrived, he was getting ready to delete like all of their pictures and everything, and the fact that we sorry, I just got distracted because I just got a notification from Spotify that someone has left us an interaction on one of our podcasts, and I'm just like, ooh, what's this?
Exciting.
So
Okay.
I'll have to try and find out what that is later. But yeah, the whole this whole bit was just so cute. Like he was, and you could like, I don't know, I almost feel like as well, it's almost like 10 just knew.
Could you say
Like
that
he just
again?
knew.
You almost feel like
I said it's almost like you just felt like 10 knew that he needed him.
yes.
Because like, and just even
he got Prem to reconsider, to mull it over, to think about it, to talk to his friends about it, to ask for advice, because he's like, well, this guy's worth it, and I need to actually fight. I need to do something if I can afford to do something.
I agree. And then of course we had 10 showing Prem's pic to his mom and asking her like, like, how cute is he?
Cute mom.
Yeah,
Oh my
with
God.
all the like little animations on it and everything, and then with him being all like, and then the heart animation on him, and I was just like, yeah, he's just so in love. I love the way they're using the animations in this show. It's just super cute. Like it really highlights how adorable stuff is.
Yes.
And so then
we get the dedicated 10 waking up to.
Yeah, so he woke up early. You notice no Metatron again. He's sleeping through the night without that like crutch that he had essentially. And this whole thing, like him cooking something for him, is so sweet. And I just love how he's like, oh, it's so easy. And then Prem being like, oh, well, maybe you don't need lessons from me anymore. And then he's like, oh no, well, actually, this is all the tragedies that happened while I love them showing us his tragedies. Like while he was trying to cook, because he's so afraid of Prem leaving him. Like, oh my goodness.
And when he says we can go to my place, I cringed.
Yeah, I know. Poor Prem is just like, hell no.
What's if the girl, I don't know her name, the dad's fan will help them fix their relationship. What if
Yeah, I
she
don't
will
know. Yeah,
agree to
I
become?
probably should pay attention to her name. I don't. Has she actually given? Have we been given her name? Maybe she
I don't
introduced herself
know.
in that episode with the where they were doing the steamed eggs, but I don't remember.
Because I feel like the dad will listen to her. Not
Maybe.
10 as much, but 10 must warm up to her as well because she's just nice.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens anyway. Maybe she'll end up being the parent that he has, and the father will be the the waste of space that he is.
Maybe if she thinks they're cute, she will help him with Prem somehow.
Yeah.
He will appreciate that if she helps him get Prem to be happier or something, like, I don't know, give an advice, or who knows.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And Prem, yeah, as I said, Prem talking it out with his friends, I really, really liked. And once again, we've got like these insightful comments from Dynamite, and even like insightful comments about himself. Like he's like, keep it up to Samsi when he's insulting him. Is like, I'm thick-skinned. And Prem inadvertently admitting that he likes 10. And then being like, you admitted it.
And then we get the chef appearing, Chang Ma. And he's
Yes.
very cute so far, and I love the fact that they're not making him a villain. If it really is like a K-drama,
Yeah.
then they're going to make us fall in love with him.
Yeah.
And he seems kind and attentive. He
does.
remembers Prem's name. I think he even has a little crush on him already.
I feel like he likes Prem. He's definitely happy to see him. And it's so funny, like the bullies like pulling the seats in front of them because they wanted to be in the front row because they had like the inside track that this chef was going to be there, and they wanted to be like in his like, you know, direct line of sight. And it still didn't matter because the only person that the chef was seeing was Prem. But
and you know, I'm even getting excited about this love triangle and about this development. I know you don't like it.
Well, I'm
but
actually
you know,
okay because I don't foresee a love triangle. I see like a love, like a line basically with like Prem in the middle.
you know, it's
like
never like
one-sided.
in K-dramas, it's never actually a love triangle. You always know that the main character prefers the other main character, but the other one, the third one, is still there and it's breaking your heart.
Because
but you know, it's the easier choice for Prem right now. He's the easier choice. He's the choice that makes sense, like the simpler one, that the one that is not complicated. So
yeah, but I feel like the interesting thing I thought about this scene was everyone else seems really excited about the fact that this chef is here, more so than Prem. Like Prem seems to be the least excited person. Like he's surprised and pleased, but he's not like overly excited about it or anything. Like everyone's all like, woo, even his friends and stuff. And I feel like it's because he's got this other stuff going on. Like he's distracted. And like
I think his friends were actually quite chill also, even though they're fans, they very chill.
They were fanboying like about the two of them working together because that's what 10 overhears and everything. But it's like I feel like if this drama and stuff hadn't happened with 10's father and like this decision that he's having, like he's having these, all of this is going on with the chef and everything, and him having this lesson and everything. And while this is all happening, he's coming to this realization that, you know, yes, he wants to do something about his feelings, that he has these feelings for 10. And then of course he sees 10 you know, see them through the window, and like, so he's distracted by his feelings for 10, like essentially. Like I feel like if all of that wasn't happening, we would have had more fanboying from him in this section.
I really like the way they decorate the food here. It is visually stunning, just as they say, especially the food that the chef helps Bram decorate. That dish was just amazing. Like looked so good. And I like when they asked about the cooking principles, like cook with love was the first thing that popped into my head. And you know, and I don't even like cooking. This is the difference between the bully and Pram. Cooking is art for Pram, and it's just a task for the bully. It's art when you put your soul into something in order to create a thing that's going to evoke emotion.
Yeah, you're giving something of yourself.
Yes. So then when he gives the answer that the guy likes I already forgot his name. So he even touches his shoulder in encouragement. So like
Oh yeah,
he's
I
like,
love
"Oh,
how the
content
bullies are all
and
like, "What the
established."
fuck?" I
Uh-huh.
was like, "What the fuck? How do they?
Everyone is what the fuck.
Yeah, how do they know?
Everyone
How
is.
does he know his name? How does he remember his name and everything?" But yeah, 10 then.
It's so cool how like it makes the fact that he remembered Prem's name made me like him
Mm-mm.
more. I really like him. So, it's funny because I'm totally one of those people that forgets names as
Oh
soon
yeah,
as I hear
I
them.
guilty as charged. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I as I said, we the whole bit with this all with Tim being jealous and leaving, but I love how he doesn't like go, like he's just left, but he's not, like he's still waiting, like he still wants to spend time with him.
Well,
Um,
he doesn't like this development, but he's being let's
consider
say
considerate of like what Prem is doing. I
he's
love.
trying to be objective. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the way he kind of gives him a way out almost, like because they keep having these like sub conversations where it's almost like they're telling each other how they really feel without telling each other how they really feel. Like we had the whole, like Shaw bit, like, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I really like the dish," like because after he said I like, he's like leading that way, and then in
Mhm.
this scene, he says, Ten says to him, basically like, I understand like you're really interested in your studies, like the way he words
Yeah.
it. Like so
Mhm.
he's like, this is your like this might be your priority because it's like in your interest. Um
Yeah, but it actually hurts when he sees Prem with the guy. The way he was just flying towards him with his heart
oh,
open. He
he
was so
has so
excited.
much, yeah,
And then
I made notes about this. He
yeah,
has so much energy now. Like literally it's like he has come alive. Like Prem has made him alive and happy to be
yes.
alive. And I mean also
And
this
then
this excess energy is probably because he's eating properly for the first time in ages. But like yeah, as you said, it
and
is sad.
and this guy is like a fucking menace to him, and he can sense it probably, but he cannot, like, we see it, we know it's justified.
Mm,
And this after this happens after that vulnerable moment of him, making the extra step, running towards him to get a picture. So
mm,
um I think when Prem notices him, because Prem notices 10 in through the door
window.
window, right?
Mm.
I think maybe he has something in his head, like maybe this is for the better, you know
Well,
maybe something crosses his mind and he's like,
maybe, but
maybe this is
because
for the better.
because as soon as the class is finished, he runs straight to him. So I don't know that that's necessarily the case. I
Well,
feel
but
like
he remembers, because we get a flashback with him remembering Ten's father's words.
mm,
So I think he is considering, maybe what if this is for the better, because I think he's aware of what Ten just saw, and he knows that Ten was jealous
mm,
in that restaurant.
that's right. I feel like probably for the rest of the class, he was weighing his options. Let's say, and I feel like it's interesting because Prem is super professional. In actual fact, that's why he's not the kind of character who would have just run out and run off after 10. Like I feel like he's going to stay until the end of class, which is what he did. Whereas like Dynamite probably would have like taken off after Fire. I feel like if that had been Fire and he'd misunderstood something, I feel like Dynamite would have been like, peace out bitches, I'll be back later, and just taken off.
Yeah.
But that's not Prem's
So
character.
well, we get the phone call that Ten gets, taking Fire to broaden his
Yeah,
horizons,
Meta
and
is taking
ten
him to
asking if it's expensive, and we get the sound effect of like money being whatever. So was he? I guess what we're meant to understand here is that he was actively trying to spend his father's money, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel like often probably he bankrolls things just because he's like likes to piss off his dad.
I love the fact that Prem decides to listen to his friends and give the relationship a try. It's not cliche.
Yeah. So we have to assume, like I'm assuming, because this is basically all we get here is this scene of them like from a distance. Obviously, Prem has just made this decision to go for it, and we have to
Mhm.
assume that they're going to go on a date or something. But we don't hear that conversation. We don't know who asks who. We don't know like what Prem's response was to basically 10 kind of giving him an out.
Mhm.
and you know, and backing away from their relationship and everything, and not just their relationship but also their cooking relationship, because this whole thing supposedly after the class was meant to be about having another cooking lesson. So he's sort of saying, you know, like, you might be too busy because of your, you know, your studies or whatever. Like, it's, he's giving him an out sort of. So it's interesting
Mhm.
that we don't actually even get to see that conversation. What we get is 7 hours later, and I was just like, wait, what? And then we
Mhm.
get the scene of like Metha and Fire trolling for hookers, which I was totally not
Fire
expecting.
sexual crisis. Yeah. And then
I
we get the political statement this show has regarding sex workers.
Yeah, the public
And
service
the line,
announcement.
the line, Thailand should change in our time.
Yeah, I liked that.
Um, yeah, it was a bit in your face, but I'm here for it.
Mm-mm.
Go Thailand. I love the fact that they started doing this stuff in BLs. I don't know about our shows because now even from other companies, there's always something, some statement made
Yeah.
direct, maybe really direct. This is a direct statement. That was not subtle.
No, and it was in correlation to like sex workers and stuff, but I feel like it was meant for like the greater of everything, like that a
Yeah,
lot needs to change in the youth
Thailand
in
should
the
change
youth's
in our
time.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I did really like that, but I also like the fact that Metha basically has been noticing that Fire might like Dynamite. Like, he's not as chill as he thinks he is. He's not as stealthy as he thinks he is, and I still stand by. That's why I reckon Jane kind of basically, I'm gonna say essentially broke up with him, which doesn't really work because they weren't dating, but
Hmm.
like, I feel like that's why I feel like she noticed it as well. I'm wondering if we're gonna get a conversation down the track where they'll be friends or something, and she'll say like she knew, or I don't know. I'll be curious to see
Well,
that.
and then they noticed Dynamite, and it's like 7 hours later, and then there's a 7 minutes later.
Yeah.
And I wonder, is there meaning, like the significance to the number seven, or was it just there just
Well, it's
because?
it's interesting because we had this scene where basically, like, I love how they're driving along and they're showing the different hookers, like the different male hookers, or I don't know, sex workers. I don't know whether sex worker is a better term, whatever. Um, and Fire's like, nope, 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 and then he sees Dynamite, and you know he wants to say yes, but he's just like, wait, what? Because, you know, it's like I felt like he was having that moment that Prem had where he kept seeing 10 everywhere.
Oh.
And he was just like, is he really there? Like, is he really here? And then the other one's like, wait, what? And then they pull over and start talking to them. You see this intense like staring competition that Dynamite is having with Fire in that moment when he realizes like what he's there for. And it's so funny because you can sort of see Fire having this like mini breakdown, and then
Uh-huh.
it's 7 minutes later and he's in the car, and it's like, what happened in that 7 minutes? And I do hope we get to see it, because I feel like we're going to get to see bits and pieces of this next. I'm going to say next week, but we all know it's not next week. Next episode, there are some
Cool.
scenes in the trailer of Dynamite and Fire in the outfits that they're wearing, but the stuff in the car, like when it's 7 minutes later, like, I love the way Dynamite can see that Fire likes him, but he's giving him the time to like deal with his stuff.
I'm in love with the way he calls him Firefly.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's so cute. You grew on me. It's so cute. I don't know, Dynamite and Firefly.
And I just think
I-
I just think this scene was actually like so fucking cute, and I feel like Neo in this, because I don't normally see Neo, like, normally Neo is like crazy and funny and whatever, but Neo in this scene was so fucking cute. He was so stinking cute, and like also so damn pretty. Oh my god, we kept getting his side profile, and I kept rewinding it because I was just like, wow, he's pretty. Like, oh my goodness, excuse me while I like talk about how pretty he is for a second, but he is pretty and also so cute in this scene, like so stinking cute.
I think Dynamite is really cute.
He is too, but I feel like that's a
I
given.
like his attitude.
Yeah, I feel like that's a given though. Like, I feel like,
That's
as
a
I said,
given.
I'm used to seeing Neo as like the crazy, like funny guy who's, you know, saying inappropriate things and who's loud and kind of obnoxious and stuff. I did not expect to see him be so cute, and also, oh my god, so pretty. So pretty. I was just like, wow. It was Christmas. Christmas Eve. Yeah, Christmas Eve. I was watching this, and I was like, wow, he's almost as pretty as the lights on the tree. Like, oh my god, he was so pretty. Pretty. And then we got the like 24-hour timestamp thing
I
happening.
mean, I wonder, is that 24 hours after Dynamite meets Fire, or 24 hours after we last saw them? 24 hours
I don't
after
know,
what?
because it was like 7 hours, then 7 minutes, then 24 hours. So it's like,
Yeah.
is it the next day? Was it the next evening? Yeah, I'm really not sure. So we're obviously going to get to see more of what happens, because in the trailer, they're in those outfits quite a bit. And it's interesting too, because the trailer jumps all over the place. Like, it's very misleading, the trailer, because in the beginning of it, I think they're wearing the pink and blue outfits, which we know from the actual show trailers, where we have the cute bit where like Prem is trying to, like, I guess, apologize to Ten, which I feel like is going to be next episode. So I'm looking forward to that.
I actually don't remember the preview, because I burned myself with the preview with it for these episodes. Yep. Because, you know, the second time I watched the kiss, I thought it was extremely cute, but the first time I was confused and incredulous, because I couldn't believe they did it. I couldn't believe they did it the way they did it.
I remember your rant / like whatever voice
Yeah,
messages
so
that you
because
left
I
me.
think the episode preview messed it up for me. That's not a thing. It happened because I think like they made us wait for the lead up to the kiss. Like they were like, for 1 week, right? They gave us the kiss in the preview, basically being like, oh, you want to know how we got here? Wait till next week. And then they went and did the exact same thing again at the end of this episode. Like, they should have kept it out of the trailer. I have been praising trailers since Dangerous Romance, because I feel like they became so good, giving us just enough information to keep us interested, but not revealing how the episode ends. But this decision was a bad one to do it this way. They did the same thing twice.
Yeah,
Wait,
I must admit,
I don't get why.
Yeah, I must admit, I don't know why they showed us the kiss last trailer. Like, for the trailer for episode 5, where it had the kiss, they really didn't need to show us that. I agree with you.
I would have been okay if they showed it, but at least like if we got you know, the lead up to the kiss, if we got the whole story, that would have been okay. So they showed us the end of the episode, but it's fine, it's satisfying, we know how it happened, when it happened. But they did, like, it's like 2 trailers about the same thing. Basically it feels like another preview. You know, it's like another preview.
Yeah.
So
well, I feel like if they had not shown us the kiss, it would have been better, because you would have been a surprise, and then the fact that we don't know how they got there would have been the, like, we still would have had the oh my god moment, but we wouldn't have, and we would have had to have waited, but we wouldn't have had it in the same sort of way. I mean, it's interesting because we sort of touched on it at the beginning of this podcast about how you said we didn't have like the tragic ending or whatever, but we don't actually know whether it's a tragic ending or not. Because we don't know what happened on their date.
We don't know if before they did that, they actually said, well, goodbye forever. And then they just couldn't.
Before they kiss, what we do know is that before they kiss, they're very somber, and 10 is very serious, and they're not happy and giddy like 2 people who just had a date.
Yeah.
So something happened towards the end of their date. It's almost like, because okay, you didn't watch the trailer, I did watch the trailer. In the trailer, there's a scene where they're under the bridge or near the bridge or whatever, and I think 10 says something about like, and once again, we don't know that he's actually saying this here, because they're great ones for like saying things over other scenes in trailers, but it's just saying like about people like getting carried away or something, and he puts his hand over Prem's, like whether it's on the bridge, and so they're kind of almost holding hands. Then they're having the meal, and they're having this voiceover of Pang basically saying to Prem, do you know how you feel about him now? Like, do you understand what feelings you have for him, and all this sort of stuff. So we're getting to see little bits and pieces of their date, but we're also getting this like, are you sure this is what you really feel. And then 10 saying like maybe you get carried away. And so like I wonder if like through the date like Prem starts to, you know, like question himself based on, you know, like what 10's father said, or I don't know, something. I feel like something's going to happen here, and obviously it's not, I don't feel like it's 10 who's going to be pulling away, so it's probably going to be Prem, because considering 10 is the one that initiates the kiss at the end, and he's also the one, he doesn't look really very happy, like he looks like,
He's not the one who initiates the kiss. They both initiate
no,
it.
but he's the
Prem
one who
is the
stops
one.
him and pulls him back.
Oh.
He initiates it in that way. Oh, they both totally go for the kiss, like for sure. It's totally mutual. It's like unrestrained, like feelings just exploded in front of us. But the actual like
Yeah.
stopping him
Like
from
they
walking away,
cannot hold back anymore.
yeah,
Cannot hold back.
that's right.
Or
But
something.
the stopping him and turning him around thing, that is 10 who does that. So yeah, it's interesting because we don't know what happens leading up to that. So that kiss may have been not tragic, but like leading up to it may have been. We may actually have had a tragic moment and just not realized it yet until next week. And then obviously it's going to get fixed because they kiss. And then there's issues with as I said, we get to see Prem and 10 in the pink and blue shirts, and 10 comes in the trailer. 10 comes up to Prem, and Prem is with the chef in those outfits. Like he's in those outfits. It looked like in the trailer, like the trailer for the show trailer, it kind of looked like Prem was drunk. You know that
Oh,
scene
we're gonna
that
get
that scene that everyone was obsessed about.
Oh.
They're the clothes that they're in for next week. But it's funny because they showed those scenes at the beginning of the trailer, and then the scenes where they're in the date outfits at the end of the trailer, which is so it's like the trailer is a lie. Do not trust the trailers. Yeah. And I feel like we should have known this because Pinulik worked with Pinucci, and Pinucci is the queen of lying with trailers.
I don't know if the writers are the ones who decide what to do in the trailers. Maybe there are people who are like assigned for this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious to find out. Maybe someone who knows more can educate us. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. But the well, I know for Not Me they were cutting them because I remember reading an interview or seeing an interview or something where Pinucci was talking about them, what they decided they were going to do.
Really?
Yeah, because she was laughing about the trailer for, it was episode 9 or something. I don't know, one of the trailers where like she completely like tricked us, and I was like, wait, what? And yeah, there was a conversation about it.
I'm glad I did not notice it because I don't like being tricked.
Well, I mean,
it depends. It depends on how you do it, and it depends what information.
It was done really well. At the time, I was kind of miffed, but like I had to even I had to admit that they did a good job. Like it was funny because a lot of people didn't notice it, but the ones who did notice it were like super pissed. And then afterwards, we were like, "Well played." Sorry, but I can't remember exactly. I feel like it was episode 9, maybe. I can't remember. But yeah, so the trailer for this one is definitely interesting because the stuff that happens later in the episode I think was shown at the beginning of the trailer, and the stuff that happens at the beginning of the episode I think was shown at the end of the trailer, so that's a bit weird. But it definitely looks like there's some cute moments with Dynamite and Fire as well in the outfits that they're wearing in the car. So they must, and it looks like they're getting food together or something. So it looks like they must like somehow, end up together. I want to know, I have two questions burning in my mind from their part of the episode. I want to know what Samsey and Dynamite were doing strolling along that part of the thing, especially because Samsey's like, we're here to purchase. And I'm assuming they're not purchasing like streetwalkers. So I want to know what they were actually there for. I'm super curious. And I also want to know, like, how come Dynamite ends up in the car alone with Fire? Like, where have the other two gone to? Like, what have they just, like, disappeared to? Because they're, like, mortal enemies.
Do you think we're going to get 7 minutes in the next episode? What happened?
Maybe.
But I feel like nothing very, very important, nothing major.
No, I don't think it did, but I'm just curious as to how they ended up on their own. Because the other two essentially, well, Samsey doesn't like Metha, and Metha is like, I feel like he's living to like tease Samsey. So like, I don't know what that's about, but I'm curious to know how the two of them ended off somewhere, and Firefly and Dynamite are together alone. Whether or not Metha kind of like gave Samsey a hard time to sort of like give them alone time, I don't know.
I think that's what happened. He's clearly aware of the thing that's going on between Fire and Dynamite. So
I loved the way he spoke about it with Fire too, where he's just like, it happens, you know, like people go through these things where they have to work out what they like, who they like, whatever. Some people it's like easy, some people never even think about it, and clearly you're struggling, so like have a hooker.
he's like basically being like a parent. It's something that he did not receive this kind of guidance from his mother or his father. His father is absent, like, and his mother just shrill.
I love the way he's just like, it doesn't really matter, just like it's not important, you know, either is fine, just have a look and see what like takes your fancy. Like it's just like it'll help you work out what you want. It's just it was very cute, and it was cute in a weird kind of way.
I just realized I said that a parent does something like this, and then I'm like, oh wait, they're picking up sex workers.
Look, it happens. It happens. You know, I mean, you hear stories about boys and their fathers and rites of passage. It happens.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it is kind of inappropriate. But but I like the fact that it wasn't a big deal, and it was just like, you know, let's help you work out what makes you feel safe and comfortable. No need to freak out.
No need for it to be like a tragedy or something.
Exactly. Just work out what you like, and like, I thought it was really good. So and then of course let's go back to the kiss, because I feel like even though it happened, I feel like it's really important, and I feel like we need to talk about it. So you said the first time you watched it, you were like distracted by the fact that
I was distracted. Okay. I was totally distracted, but it's so cute.
It is so innocent and so sweet, and I'm just like, the way they both moved in for it. Prem on his tippy toes, his hands clutching his own clothes. Like, I love this, and I had no idea how much I needed it, but fuck, I really needed it. Like, oh my goodness. And it's like, I feel like we don't know what happened. Like, as I said, for all we know, the date could have gone terribly wrong, and it does seem very weird at the end there, the way they're going, you know, and they're being very serious and everything. But I just love the way they both moved into the kiss, and I love the way Prem clearly wanted to touch 10. Like, the kiss was too good. Like, he had to clutch his own clothes. And it's like, he really wanted to touch him, but he's still very aware of the possible boundaries between them. And it's so funny.
Yeah, it's very sensitive. Like, you don't know how much, like, how far you can go, how much is okay,
because once again, we're assuming now that it's the first kiss. Yeah. And so it's such a sweet kind of kiss. And obviously, I feel like the fact that he had this reaction though it's not as innocent as the kiss itself is portraying. Like, he's obviously having like major feelings going on here, and I really, really liked it, and I wanted to bring up the song lyrics. So, because at the end here they played that Baby Crush song that we were talking about earlier, and I feel like. GMM shows are doing a really good job of using their using their OSTs in the shows themselves, and so like it was used so like the OSTs were used so well. For example, in Dangerous Romance, but like this, like the song lyrics, like, is it all because you love me? Is it all because your heart's the key that changes everything and makes it new? That makes dreams come true? Is it because you love me? Is it because your sweetness set me free, and that makes someone small do something great? And I was just like, okay. So the line where
them.
Yeah, I know, right? And so the line where it says, is it because you love me? I love how that bit is on the screen when he's doing the hand clutching thing, because I feel like it's really important that he's showing this respect and this restraint here, because he cares so much, right? And I feel like people don't understand. Like, I saw a lot of people going, I think with OffGun in particular, after like Not Me, they were expecting like way more from like a kiss, and I feel like we'll get there eventually, maybe with this show, but for all intents and purposes, this is a sweet first kiss between two really sweet kind of guys. And like, this is actually, to me, I feel really important, because this restraint that he does this, where he's like clutching himself instead of like grabbing a hold of 10, is because he cares so much. Like, people who don't care will walk through other people's boundaries, especially if they want something, right? So I love this. I feel like that line fits so well with like how he feels in that moment. And the whole line about your sweetness set me free, make someone small do something great. I feel like that works for both of them as well. Like, even though obviously the small thing fits Prem better, it still fits 10 really well too, because he feels small. Like, his father has made him feel small. And so, like, I really thought they used the lyrics really, really well in this scene. And I loved how simple the kiss was, but obviously it's it might have been a sweet innocent kiss for us, but I feel like for them, like, the ground moved.
Look how attentive they are with each other, like running from one house to another just to get a picture. It's
Yes.
like they're so innocent, like about the way they do things. They're like children. I don't know. It's so
Yeah. So I feel like
it's
this
like
this
it
for a
feels like
first.
it feels so new for them. Like it's
Yes.
just every little thing that they do like holds so much meaning. And
Yeah.
yeah, it
And
makes sense for their characters for their first kiss. Or
to be
I think
innocent and
this,
sweet like
yeah,
this.
I
Yeah.
go, yeah,
And as I said, clearly it's not just an innocent sweet kiss though, because there's obviously an intensity there that they're feeling themselves. And so it's, yeah, I just loved everything about it. I thought they did a really good job of doing it this way. We know they can do other stuff. We know it can be, more hardcore, more whatever. But like, for these characters, it's absolutely fucking perfect. Like, they
I
read
agree.
this and they played it perfectly.
I agree.
Mm. So, and it's interesting because I saw like some discourse about people talking like what was the problem, like how there were problems with it, people didn't like it, why it was really sudden and all this sort of stuff. And it's so funny because most people um are saying that, like, well, wait, hang on a second, we don't know what happened before this, like, we don't know what led to this kiss, we don't know what's going to happen after this kiss, like, it's too soon to make an opinion on it. But there was
But what
other
could
people.
happen is that maybe Ten tried to kiss Prem, but something did not go right. Maybe he actually kissed him. Maybe Ten led a kiss and they had a kiss. Or maybe, and this is Prem's kiss, like Prem initiating the kiss. But
Yeah,
it does, the way he clutches himself, it does look like a first thing, like a first
it
time thing. So I
it
don't
does,
know.
it does. It's really, it's funny because I know we kind of had a brief conversation, I think, about, first loves, first time, first whatever with these characters. And I think you said to
Mhm.
me, oh, I'm pretty sure maybe he's dated before or liked people before, and we kind of like went back and forth about it, and then I was like, oh, who
Yeah,
knows, who cares, kind of thing, doesn't really
yeah,
matter.
uh-huh.
But I do kind of feel like they both seem very innocent, which I also think fits their characters, because they've both been really quite dedicated to what they're doing. Like, they have this, like, until they met each other, they both very much had this kind of tunnel vision about like
Uh-huh.
how they should be spending their time and what they should be doing. The fact that Prem spends like his Saturday nights or Friday nights or something hanging out with his besties watching like 219 episodes of some cooking show lends me to think that he might be a big virgin.
Well, he got the jacket to lose his V card, so
Yeah.
he is a
Yeah, and that also
talking
was
about
an
that. So,
indicative that, yeah, it might his friends know.
yeah.
Well, Dynamite clearly knows something the rest of us don't. But yeah, it's very innocent, it's very cute, and it fits their characters. Like, so people being like,
Well, I
someone said
think
something about the dead fish kiss. This wasn't it just because they didn't like start licking inside of each other's mouths doesn't make it a dead fish kiss. I loved all of the little intricacies of it. As I said, the way like Pram is on his little tiptoes, and just like everything about this was so fucking, it was so stinking cute. And the way they both went for it, like they both were like, okay, yes, we can.
I think maybe what
as soon as
I
Ted
think
spun him around.
I think if maybe a thing that kind of threw people off because of this kiss is the fact that it is a very long cut.
Mm,
Maybe it was if it was shorter, uh, people like would have less issues with it.
yeah, I like that it went on for ages though. Like I feel like it was. I don't know. I feel yeah. I don't know. It's there was a lot of like pent up longing between the two of them. It makes sense for it to
Yeah,
go
but
on
you
for a
know
little
the
while.
problem, like there is a there is a bit of an issue here because we don't know what led to this kiss. We don't
Yeah.
have all the information, and we were teased in the previous episode with this kiss, and we're
Mm.
getting teased again. So yeah, you kind of like I'm not surprised that some people got
They were
pissed and
discourse. Mm.
started like picking on everything. Like yeah, I guess expected.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting though. I think you called into question the exact thing where it's one of those things that like we can talk about it, but I feel like firm opinions and firm theories can't really be based upon it until after we find out like what happens next episode. And the same thing
Yeah.
kind of happened in Dangerous Romance. Like everybody jumped on that first initial proper kiss between
Mm-hmm.
Kang and Salome in the bathroom, toilet, whatever,
Oh,
change
I think
room.
it was clearer. It was clearer in Dangerous Romance. It was
It
clearer
was,
what
but
happened
still
to me.
people were
Like,
like, oh, it's this kind of kiss. Well, like, it's so, like the high school teenage boys and it's a first kiss. Like, give them a
yeah,
second to, like, work out what's going on. And also, there was, like, major hesitation on one party there because they were hurt. So it was like, I feel like
not sure about their
people
feelings. It was
yeah,
complicated.
I feel like people are putting way too much expectations on like firsters. Like, I'd love to know the story of these particular people who have these major issues. Like, what was their first kiss like? Was like, did they audition for porn? Was that their first kiss? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know anyone.
And also, like if you like a person, if you really like a person, and that if you like them, if you're really into them, like it's all delicate.
Yeah,
It's everything that happens between you is very like it's very important that you're
yeah,
attentive to every little thing. So
that's right. The first
I don't
time
know
is
if
like,
you start just making out like
yeah,
with tongues and everything,
yeah.
if
I
you
feel like the first
trust someone
time,
that
if
you
you
really.
really like someone, they have this like power to make you shy as well.
So okay, it depends. It depends on a lot of factors.
Mm.
So hopefully we're gonna get more information and not another kiss at the end of the episode and you know how
I feel like
it
what's
relates to
gonna
like
happen
this.
is we're gonna get a beginning of an episode that's a little bit like the beginning of the episode that we had here. Because we had, you know, the way that last week's episode ended, where we had, you know, Prem basically being like, Grandma's waiting for us, let's go home. And then when this episode started, we got that line again, but that's clearly not what what then happened. So I feel like we're potentially it's going to be like that, but instead of from the end of the episode, it's going to be like in that middle bit where they're like standing facing each other outside the classroom.
Yeah,
Hopefully, that's
this
what
stuff
I'm
is
hoping
fun.
for.
This stuff is fun. I just wish they didn't show the kiss in the preview
Mm,
because they kind of ruined it with the kiss in the preview.
yeah, and you
Like
know
I was
what? It's so
watching the episode
funny
when I
if
was
they.
watching it the first time, I got more and more anxious because I was like, I know there's a kiss happening and I don't understand how they're going to like get explain everything so that the kiss is satisfying and so that I understand everything that just is going through their heads and like
Yeah.
and then they didn't because it's not there.
And I
Information
think
is
as
not there.
well, like a lot of people were expecting more than one kiss. Like they were expecting this to be like the second kiss. And so people were kind of fixated on waiting for that to happen as well. And when it didn't, it got confusing.
Well, I thought that might be like a second kiss, but this is not what.
Mm.
Yeah, I did not care about this. It just, uh, okay, it's all right. It's okay. Just don't watch previews.
Do you know what's really funny? I feel like if they show another in a future episode, if there's another trailer with a kiss, you're gonna get triggered so hard. I'm like, I
What's
feel
the
like maybe I should watch
possibility?
the trailers from now on, and you should just not watch them, and I'll be like, okay, it's safe to watch. No, don't watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could just see it now, like so much triggering. And you won't be the only person. I feel like multiple people will get triggered by it. Meanwhile, I'll just be like, yay, another kiss. But yeah, because it was so cute. It was so stinking cute. And I'm like, am I the only one who wants a kiss? I really want a kiss from Neo and Fire too, but I'm not sure. Not Neo. Dynamite and Fire, but I'm not sure if we're gonna get one because what's the actor's name? He's quite young, I think, isn't he?
I don't remember.
No, I'm terrible.
He's young.
I know it's like
He's young.
Yeah, I know it's like a kind of unusual name. I don't really want to say it wrong. Is more so than I can't actually remember what it is. It's like Bungo. No, that's like so wrong. But yeah, I feel like he's young, so maybe they won't go there with them. But I just think that I think given like how cute and how like bumbling Neo has been, it would just be like the cutest thing ever. It'd be another really cute first kiss, basically. But anyway, I'm super curious.
Anyway.
Sorry?
But anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm super curious to see where they're going to go with this. And I'm like, as I said, I feel like if not next episode, I keep wanting to say next week, and then I'm like, get sad because it's not for 2 weeks. But next episode, I feel like if not next episode, then it'll definitely happen the following episode. We're gonna get that scene where Prem is basically like trying to placate Ten because he's jealous. In the pink and blue outfits, because it looks like they say something like someone says one of his, I think his friends say, either his sister or his friends say something to him like, of course he's jealous and upset, you took someone else's recipe and taught him that, or something like that.
This is exactly what you you thought would happen. I was like, no, oh no.
I'm just like, I don't remember half of the theories I come up with. I'm glad you do. But yeah, so it looks like that's what's going to be what triggers. And then of course it seems like 10 sees the two of them together, and as I said, Prem is wearing his pink shirt and Tan is wearing his blue shirt. So from that scene that we all like obsessed, the like scene that was like just slid into the trailer for like 2 seconds and everyone obsessively slowed down, and it was all over the Twitter and Tumblr timelines because everyone was just like losing their mind. I feel like that's either going to be next week or next episode or the following episode, beginning of the following episode, because they're definitely wearing those outfits. So I'm just like, I'm here for that. That scene looks so soft and so cute, and I really want to see it.
Me too.
I want to see it in its entirety, not in the like 2 second slot that they slid into the trailer.
I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know how Ten reacts to that.
Yes. And like, how hard does Prem have to work to like make it up to him? I feel like not much, because I feel like Ten thinks that Prem is like adorable.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know if it's gonna happen, but you know the scene from Strong Girl Bungsun, where the main character is like wants to talk to Bungsun about her hugging the cop. Yeah, he tries to talk to her about it because he's like, I gotta be strong. I gotta, talk right now, because if I don't talk now, then I'll always be the one who loses in arguments or something, blah, blah, blah. And she just being cute with him, and he starts melting, and he's like, I hug my colleagues anyway. So I feel like Tan will melt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing is I feel like whatever led up to the kiss, like whatever, if anything bad happened in the on the date or anything like that, I feel like we can be relieved and feel comforted in the fact that this kiss fixed it, or at least like propelled them to where they needed to go. Because what they did include in the trailer is a scene which reminds me once again of Strong Girl Bongsoon, where he's like dying inside and he's doing that thing where he's rolling on the bed kicking his feet, the thing that I say I feel like I want to do every time I watch this show. we get that scene from like Ten and Prem, like Prem clutching his like stuffy on his bed, like rocking back and forth, the huge smile on his face, and Ten like throwing himself on like the couch, like just like kicking his feet and like dying. Like they are both so in love, and so just like, oh, we just kissed. Like they're really happy. So, and they're wearing their date outfits. So whatever happens to lead up to the kiss, after the kiss, or maybe potentially kisses, they are in a good place. So that's good. So I'm guessing they're gonna be in a good place, and then Ten's gonna get jealous.
Because now he will be possessive. Now he'll feel like he has the right to be possessive because
the right to be jealous.
the
Yeah.
thing now. Yep.
The reason it makes sense to me that Ten would be jealous as well of the chef, because like cooking is his thing with Prem.
Yeah.
So anyone like encroaching on that is gonna it's gonna like trigger him. So especially when this person is obviously someone that Prem like looks up to and potentially
because
can.
he's in the position where he is being taught, but and this is a dynamic, but in the dynamic between Gun and the chef, I mean Prem and the chef, Prem is the one who's being taught.
Yeah. And let's face it, like Ten fell in love with his chef.
Yes.
So,
oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And on that note, we're done. We'll see you next time. 2 weeks. Oh no, what are we gonna do? What is anybody gonna do for 2 weeks?
Rewatching.
Yeah.
Gonna rewatch the episodes that we already have.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is it.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Follow us on Tumblr and Twitter and Spotify. Let us know if you like what we talk about. Send us, interact with us, because like I cannot wait to just see what we have been sent. So we don't forget.
I'll be so disappointed if I go there and it's like nothing. It's like a glitch in the system. I'll be like, why?
Yeah, it's just like a Tumblr spam message like that breaks your heart.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes, now that you put that in my head, I like it's there. I'm like, what?
So see you next time.
Yes,
Bye.
Bye.